like we said, was having a really nice tournament today. Red-green aggro has been kind of off of people's radar, but Cedric, we saw win last round with it versus Chris Van Meter, and here he is, AJ hoping to make it a 3-0 so far. He's got 2-0 in standard at this point, and just looking to keep on that track. Now, meanwhile, Matt Costa, I believe we just saw Costa last round as well, and Costa defeated Nick Spagnolo,
yes,
who's playing 4-color Solar Flare.
And that match was really, really close until the end when Costa got in to be able to take control and do what he had to do to win. But let's see what happens here. Both people are mulling over their cards.
And Matt Costa starts off.
All right, we have 2 Elves, Green Sun Zenith, Thrun, which will be very good for him, and Strangleroot Geist. And if you did not know his deck, you would have sworn he was playing some form of mono green aggro, because he shows no red. But that's a very good draw for him. He's going to be able to play everything from his deck, especially be able to first turn get that elf out without a problem.
Turn 1 elf, so important for decks like this. You want to be able to make your plays become just all that touch faster. No gut shot from Matt Costa. This is a really big boon for AJ. If you're just joining us, this is the 7th round today for the Invitational here in Atlanta, Georgia. We see the beginning of the turn here. Mana Leak is going to stop Strangleroot Geist, and AJ gives up the Ghost, shows the red mana, and lays his other Llanowar Elf,
which sets him up very nicely for Thrun that we have. We know that is in his hand right now. All right, Matt does mulling over his options here.
He goes with, looks like a Geist of St. Traft. He's moved to the front of his hand. That's what he's going to go with. And look at that, he puts it out just past the center of the line.
Showing him to be,
very aggressive. Thragtusk. AJ up to 25 and has a completely ridiculous monster in play.
All right, well, it looks like we have a Delver here.
Now, Matthew Costa does not have any clone effects in his main deck, which makes that Thragtusk particularly powerful in this game.
He does have, although he does have 3 on the sideboard, images on the sideboard, but like I said, right now, that does leave him at kind of a bad situation with this.
Now, interestingly, AJ is behind in a race if he were to try to go for that. He would come in for 5, and on the swing back, he would be facing down 6 or 7, or even potentially 9. Now, cards in hand, that Thrun in hand, can help him make that race continue in his favor, though, since you're not going to want to throw your Geist into a Thrun.
All right.
What else does he have in store for us? AJ goes before combat. Green Suns for 2, maybe? Borderland Ranger.
He was short on lands, obviously, and this will help that issue quickly.
Now, one of the things I always love to do when I see deck lists is look for scritchy scratches on that deck list. AJ had 4 copies of Borderland Ranger in his deck. Scritch, scritch, scratch, made it 3. And at the end, he also cut 1 Wolfear Silverheart to add in 2 Thragtusks.
Okay, so he does drop the Strangleroot Geist, and he is going to swing in.
Just with, just Thragtusk, though. That's a very interesting play. It means that he is saying, I don't want to get into a race with you, Geist, if you happen to have a Vapor Snag. Geist of St. Traft, I don't want to get into a race with you.
Yeah, that's not typically a good thing to get in a race with. Okay, Matt. Does he flip? He does not flip the Delver, because he draws his second Snapcaster Mage.
You can see Vapor Snag, Snapcaster, Snapcaster, and is that 2 Vapor Snags?
No, I think it's 1 he's just rotating.
Yeah,
it's the bottom one he's not showing us. Or that could be...
Oh, it's 3 Snapcasters and a Vapor Snag. There we go.
Yeah, but all right now he has is the Git Probe and the Mana Leak to go to, so he'll pass turn.
15 to 25. one of the things that this matchup really often rotates around is whether or not the early bird or elf lives. Gut shot, snappy gut shot is such a huge blow to this deck, and there were no gut shots from Matt Costa to help blunt AJ's acceleration. And now we see 7 damage coming in here on this attack. That's half of Matt Costa's life.
Interesting he's not going to even Vapor Snag just to get it in there so he can use the Snapcasters to use it again.
After combat, Thrun. Can't counter this.
And he has mana back to keep it up. Oh. He's going to Vapor Snag the Borderland Ranger.
End of the turn, Vapor Snag Borderland Ranger. Snapcaster Vapor Snag Borderland Ranger? Or Snapcaster Vapor Snag somebody else? He's wondering who. He's going to go with the Geist.
Yes.
Take 2, AJ.
Takes him down to a whole 23.
That's right. Matt comes on in. I think we're going to see an Angel save his Geist of Saint Traft after Thrun throws its body in the way.
It looks like he has another Geist in his hand.
Oh, wow. I did not expect that. Okay. And Matt does not have an Angel. He was just expecting the Geist to die and replace it. And this just totally nixed his plans.
Yeah, now AJ has... Well, yeah, Matt can still draw... Still can throw Snapcaster out there to Vapor Snag another one of his guys.
I think AJ just drew a Dismember. I don't know if he needs it.
Borderlands just to get the land? Yep.
It's 3 mana back to stop Mana Leak from doing anything mean.
So if you're AJ, are you swinging with the Thragtusk and the Thrun right away, just to make sure you force him to block with the Delver, Vapor Snag, Snapcaster?
Well, I mean, he's got more he can do yet. Is he just going to cast Strangleroot off of that?
Oh,
yep.
Strangleroot also, yeah.
Yep. And we see Snappy Mana Leak. 2 blockers back.
But neither one of them solve a problem. I mean, if he swings at the Thrun and he swings at the Thragtusk, neither one die. And it kills off 2 more of his guys. I mean, yeah, he does have Moreland Hawk to put a 1/1 flyer out there. Let's see what he does.
AJ contemplating how much to go in on this attack.
I believe, if I'm not correct, he can still play a land here, because I don't believe he played one for his turn.
I think you're right.
And if that's so, that allows him to be able to... Oh.
There's the green for a Dismember, or a mana for a Dismember. He lays that land you were talking about, the one he got out of there, and then comes on in. It looks like a forced block. Matt takes 4, drops to 4.
So he'll be able to put 1 guy back on the battlefield with that. He also has a Snapcaster. Okay, swings with the Geist. AJ chumps, takes another 4.
Trade there, Borderland. And what do we have left in there? We've got a Vapor Snag, Snapcaster, and Geist. And, of course, a limited amount of mana.
Green Sun for 2. Getting another Strangleroot. Then he'll probably cast his other Strangleroot.
And what has he got? Tapping
he's gonna just swing
all
it
in.
Okay.
Here we come. Rawr.
Vapor Snag.
Vapor Snag. He's like, what can I hit? And he hits, sadly for him, the Thragtusk. I mean, it looks silly if you aren't paying attention to the life totals, but the life totals mean he just has to try to stay alive. 3/3. Oh well, I want to live.
Yep. Snapcaster. He's going to Vapor Snag that, take 2.
And now he is forced to block Thrun in order to survive this turn. He drops to 2.
Okay, AJ plays another elf.
Unless Matt Costa has, I don't know, a Black Lotus, I don't think he can come out of this one.
Yeah, no, he just scoops.
Okay.
All right, we're on the game. We're going to go here to game 2. What is Matt Costa going to bring in here to help his cause?
First and foremost, he's going to bring in those images. That's like a big, big deal. And yeah, I see you.
Sword of War and Peace?
You like Sword of War and Peace? I am less excited by Sword of War and Peace. The life gain is a solid thing.
Yeah.
But I think one of the things that I'm looking at first ahead of that is that mental misstep. Because even though AJ is not running Rancor, I would have presumed there's a Rancor in here.
Somewhere.
Yeah. Now, AJ is not running it. And I think the bird elf and then my expectation of Rancor would make me have that mental misstep coming in.
But if he does bring in that mental misstep and AJ goes to the Pillar of Flames to knock out his Delvers and other things like that, the mental misstep now just increases in value.
Yeah. I think what we're going to see is we're going to see Matthew Costa definitely going with 3 images and where he go and 1 timely reinforcements to start. And then other than those cards, the question mark is, does he bring in mental misstep? Does he bring in Sword of War and Peace? Does he assume equipment and bring in Divine Offering? And potentially even Oblivion Ring can be a removal spell.
Yes.
But the more he does of that, the less he becomes the deck he is. I personally don't think that's a problem for him. Mana Leak is a weak card in this matchup. Those can go. And yeah, I mean, other than that, Delver is only good if you're going to be aggressive. I think he's going to be on the back foot. That's 7 cards to get rid of. He's got room.
He's not getting rid of Gut Shot. He needs those.
AJ, on the other hand, you pointed out Combust, I believe. I agree.
Yes.
Combust is awesome. I'm not sure about Pillar because I don't know that he's actually going to need to do that kind of work.
Okay.
I do like him having Crushing Vines, Stinger Fling Spider, and definitely Combust. And the rest of it, it's a question of how he views this matchup. Thundermaw Hellkite, he can go up to 2 Thundermaw Hellkites and have that be a potential answer to Moorland Haunts.
But then you're talking, what is he going to take out? He's not taking out Thrun. He wants Thrun in there for sure because of the counter ability.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, is this the sort of case he contemplates maybe dropping 1 Borderland Ranger?
You know, I think that with the way his deck is set up, I could see him shrinking into his bonfires a little bit. I actually kind of like the Dismembers because you can use them against Restoration Angel as well as Delver. Like,
what about the Sword of Feast and Famine?
It's tough. Sword of Feast and Famine lets his creatures run by all kinds of things, but it also does not help him against Vapor Snag. So, one of the issues with this matchup is it is oftentimes about what your opponent has. And even though AJ knows he's playing against Delver, there are so many small varieties of Delver. The specifics of AJ's sideboard plan are going to be based entirely on what kind of Delver he believes Matt Costa is. Does he believe that Matt Costa is going to be going towards a equipment style path? Yeah. You know, is it going to be a pike and then swords
and
situation?
He never saw a pike and he never saw a sword.
Yep.
So as of right now, AJ doesn't know. AJ knows he might not have either of them in his deck.
Did he even see a Delver from... Oh, on the last turn he saw a Delver.
Yes.
Okay. I was going to say it's a long shot, but if he didn't see a Delver, he might have also... Oh, no, there was also Geist. Never mind. I take back my mid-range blue-white that I was going to say, because there was Geist instead of Blade Splicer.
All right, for those of you joining us, we are in round 7 of the SCG Invitational in Atlanta, Georgia. I'm Robert Martin, joined in the booth by Adrian Sullivan.
Hello, everybody.
We are watching Matt Costa and AJ Sacher. AJ's up 1-0, playing red-green aggro. Matt Costa playing, well, kind of the standard blue-white Delver deck. Matt was very, very confident with his standard deck going into there. He was a little unsure about his legacy deck, but obviously right now he's carrying into some good wins. AJ, as usual, having fun with everybody because that's just the kind of guy he is.
Right.
Which always makes for good fun. See, that's one thing.
Look at these guys right there. Look how they are in a good space right now. They're playing Magic against another guy that's a good guy. They're having a good time, smiles and laughs, and like, also they're in an event. They're doing well, and there's a lot of money here.
Absolutely. And these are two of the guys we could be seeing an awful lot the next few days as far as making the, making potentially top eights. So let's see, what are we down to here? I don't know if they both took mulligans or neither one did. We'll see in a minute. That looks like 7 from Matt. 7 from AJ, I believe. Matt on the play. Turn
Man
one.
go.
Ooh, interesting.
And AJ gets the turn 1 mana acceleration. You see the mental misstep from Matt Costa.
And now that he has Snapcaster Mage available for him in there, that he could mental misstep potentially in this turn if AJ decides to play a 1-drop creature. Which he will try.
There it is. Snappy misstep. And this is the moment where you're just aching if you're a red-green player. Just as like, oh, really?
Oh, he drew another mental misstep.
And in for 2.
Boy, when Delver runs good, Delver runs really good.
I think AJ at this point is beyond the desire for a 1-drop, but are we going to see a Borderland Ranger? Oh, Bonfire for 1. He's got another Bonfire in hand. And Matt here, I think, is contemplating Vapor Snagging his Snapcaster, which he does. So Matt will take 2 this turn.
Gut shot. Wow, talk about taking care of AJ's 1. Anything that has a 1 next to it, Matt pretty much has it handled.
Huntmaster. It's a real problem card for Delver. Now, one interesting thing about AJ's build, he is Cavern of Souls free.
It's pretty gutsy. Normally, the green-red aggro decks have, at least 2. Some more times 3 or 4. Okay. Vapor snags that wolf away. Draws. Now he's got Restoration Angel. 2 of them, as a matter of fact. Gut shot, Phantasmal Image.
In for 2. AJ does not want to trade.
No. So does he Phantasmal Image the Huntmaster?
Well, he's going to want to cast something.
Yeah. Does he Gut Shot maybe? Because he's got Mental Misstep in his hand to take care of any of the 1-drops AJ might play?
And it's between Image and Restoration Angel, I think. We see the Image come back to the 4.
Yeah, all he needs to do is get the 4 land, and Restoration Angels will really make his life easier. Oh, AJ still has 2 bonfires in hand. Okay.
And he goes Gut Shot, and it looks like it's going to be Phantasmal Image on the Snapcaster, and then Gut Shot. Take 4, Matt Costa, but lose your Huntmaster. And unfortunately for him, AJ can Bonfire from hand for 1. If he has another mana for 2 to clear Matt Costa's table. We see the Bonfire for 1. Matt drops down to 9, loses his board, and AJ passes the turn.
And it looks like AJ drew a Strangleroot to be able to put more pressure out there.
And now Matt Costa with this scary 4 mana. 4 mana can mean so many things. It can mean a Snapcaster plus another spell, but most importantly, Restoration Angel can come out to play, and Matt has it in hand.
2 of them actually in hand, as a matter of fact, and that Mental Misstep. So,
Restoration Angel was widely credited for killing red-green aggro for a little while there. And one of the things that's funny is that as the format developed, we started seeing less and less Restoration Angel. A lot of lists going to 2 or 0 Restoration Angels. Matt Costa is kind of back up to 3, which is about where we first saw Angel when it showed up in the original post-Scar or Avacyn Restored lists.
Let's see. Maybe AJ Borderland Rangers here. He's got the Green Sun in his hand to get the extra land he needs because he's stuck at 4 right now.
Now, AJ has not had a successful attack of any kind this game, and yet Matt Costa is down to 9 life. There's the Strangleroot Geist.
And this will be met by a Restoration Angel.
If AJ attacks, I mean...
Yeah, if he does.
It's a hard thing to not attack.
Your opponent's at 9, you're thinking, wow, I get him to 7.
Well, I mean, he's well aware that there's likely a Restoration Angel, but what he's doing is he's saying, well, you have to have it, so have it. I'll still get a 3-2 afterwards.
Yep.
It doesn't feel good, but I mean, you do usually do the attack there. Even if you think they probably have it, if they don't, the value is too good to not do it.
Okay, it looks like, oh, he drew a Delver there.
In for 3.
And he can sit back because he's got another Restoration Angel waiting.
AJ with a 3-2 Strangleroot Geist.
All right.
Lays a land, comes on in.
Here comes the next Restoration Angel.
And AJ might just use his Kessig Wolf Run here to do 1 trample damage and trade his Geist for that Angel.
It looks like he's going to pump it up for 2.
Yep, that's going to be a grand total of 1 trample damage.
It cost us 8. Ponder. Gut Shot, Snapcaster, Image. Yeah, I think he'll be keeping this one.
This is about the turn the corner moment where Matt Costa is no longer in any kind of position where we would say he's under duress. And that Delver comes to the table. AJ now looking at a 2-turn clock.
Because that Delver will flip next turn. All right, what is AJ going to do? I believe he still has 1 Bonfire in his hand. He has Green Sun.
I don't mind something like a Green Suns for 4, get a Huntmaster.
It could give him another turn.
Well, it would turn the clock from a 2-turn clock into a 3-turn clock. He goes Borderland Ranger. Borderland Ranger finds a mountain or a forest.
That will give him 6 land now. I love how sometimes you bring out the mountains and they're the old school mountains.
1 of 2 mountains. Bonfire for 1 to kill the Delver. This reduces the clock, potential clock, to a clock of 4. 4 turns of the Restoration Angel in order to get the kill. And Matt Costa drops to 7. And it's Matt's turn now. Oh, another, is that image number 2?
No. It is Image, Snapcaster.
Okay, Image, Snapcaster,
and
not
Misstep
Image.
still.
Okay.
All right, let's see what he does here.
Looks like it's Snapcaster Ponder. Snappy Ponder.
Gut Shot, Vapor Snag, 2 Vapor Snags.
That's really, really good for a race.
Yep.
And he comes on in, knocks AJ to 8. And AJ is now in the position where Thragtusk is what he needs to have happen. A land will help him do that. Is that a Thundermaw Hellkite?
We'll see in a second.
He has the 6, so yeah, he can Green Suns for 5, get that Thragtusk just to like give him a buffer and an extra bit of clock. In comes Borderland Ranger. Oh, maybe not. In comes Borderland Ranger.
Sure.
And Matt throws the Snapcaster in front, happy to do the trade. AJ's land, Green Suns for 5, that's a Thragtusk. Knocks his life back up to 13. turns the clock into, again, a 4-turn clock. 12 damage from the Restoration Angel plus 1 from some incidental Vapor Snag damage.
There it is. AJ's back up to 13. It'll be interesting. Now, what does he do with that Phantasmal image?
Oh, he's going to image that Thragtusk.
Uh-huh. And now that makes AJ, who had thought he had that clock back on his side, completely flips it around on him.
One of the things that's been, I think, widely frustrating for non-Delver players is you get these awesome weapons against Delver, and for the most part, Image is really good against them. Yes. Because you can kill their Thron or copy their Thragtusk and get your own Thragtusk effects, as we're about to see here. Boom.
There it is.
5. He's up to 12.
All right, let's see. Does the Thundermaw come out now?
Vapor Snag is waiting in the wings.
That's true. But he has to figure out when he's going to play it. He can't just let it sit in his hand forever. It's not going to do anything.
AJ's in a really dangerous spot here.
Let's see if he can. If he goes, Scott. If he uses trample on that thing, he has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He'd hit for 10.
That's 2 snags
7.
in his hand, right? That means that right now AJ's at a virtual 8 life, and there's 8 potential damage right there for Costa. I mean, AJ is just a breath away from dying.
Yeah, and he's thinking, do I go all in on the trample? On the drag thrust?
I don't think he's going for that thought. I mean, like, he's aware that that line is there, but this is fairly late in the game, and he has not seen a Vapor Snag this game yet.
No.
I mean, what he could do, he's got a Thundermaw, and what other card in hand?
A land.
Thundermaw he goes for.
That should be met with a Vapor Snag right away.
Well, he can let that attack happen if AJ wants to go for it. And AJ just comes with the Thundermaw. He's playing it safe, it looks like. He's like, yep, tap your stuff. Matt takes it, and that's going to be game, I believe, because we're going to see a Vapor Snag on the Thragtusk, then a Vapor Snag on the token that comes out of it, and then the swing for the kill.
Yep. Well, and now we're off to game 3. Kind of what you expected from these two guys. I mean, back and forth, quality play.
One of the things about this game that we saw was the scary thing that we don't want to see if we are the red-green aggro player, which is that snappy plus anti-1 card, whether it's Gut Shot or Mental Misstep. That opening line of stop your 1, stop your next 1.
Next one. That put him so far behind.
Yeah. And by stop your 1, I'm referring to stopping the 1 casting cost mana acceleration, which is part of what makes the red-green aggro deck so powerful.
Well, Matt does make a couple of changes. He still has the gut shots. He still has the images in there as he's looking through his cards now.
If you're just joining us, we're about to start Game 3 between AJ Sacher on the right here with red-green aggro and Matt Costa on the left with blue-white Delver. Matt Costa's list is a fairly traditional, older style of Delver list. He has 3 Restoration Angels in his main deck, and he has a couple of Pikes and a Sword of War and Peace. He's not running any of the kind of newfangled Talrand stuff. He's not running Augur of Bolas. No, he's going with Geist times 4, Restoration times 3. This is a list that's very reminiscent of what we saw in Nashville from Team SCG Blue at the Nashville SCG Open, where they just incredibly dominated.
Now that's back when we thought Delaware was going to be the over-controlling was. But we just got an update from the floor. Cedric Phillips wins again, 6-0-1. Again, possibly going day one, 7-0-1.
Can anyone stop Cedric Phillips?
Yes. Well, almost someone did. We almost saw it happen when he played his Goblins. But he still managed to somehow pull that off.
Those events are capped at 64 players, so make sure that you get here early.
It's all right, so
10 a.m. is the Legacy Open. Noon brings you another draft.
Matt's making a few more changes.
3 p.m. also brings you a final draft open with the top 8 of the invitationals.
Okay. There are
So make sure that you're here
300 and what was it, 10 players here today? 310 players. Normally, what would that be? That would be 10 rounds for an entire tournament if it was at 9 rounds?
9.
Yep.
9, then they cut to the top 8, yeah.
We have 16 rounds of Magic over the course of these 2 days. Now, there's a cut to our top if you're at 5 and 3 or better, or 96 players, whichever is more. Then you are going to make our day 2 here today. And one of the things that means is that because of the nature of so many rounds and this number of players, if let's pretend that Matt Costa were to lose, or AJ Sacher were to lose, and they were to go even on a couple more losses, they could still pull through in the end and make our top 8. So if one of your favorite players, if you go to the coverage on our print side of things, that's at SCGLive.com, or pardon me, StarCityGames.com. You go to the front page and click on the print coverage. If your favorite players, whoever they might be, if they're not doing very well, say you're a Jim Davis fan and you're like, go Goblins, don't worry, they can still make it.
And they have a very good chance because of the fact that these players are playing against each other. That's a very good chance they'll get feature matches because they're not going to be able to play each other. Yeah. So you'll be able to have a very good chance to see possibly your favorite player on there tomorrow on the coverage.
I know, for example, I know Chris Anderson, for example, is not playing Elves in Legacy. I wish he was. But, I haven't seen him under the camera. Maybe he isn't having as much of a good day today, but let's pretend that he makes day 2. He can push him his way all the way back. So, never lose hope for your favorite players that are here at this event. It's a really unusual format just because of, we want to show as much Magic as possible here, give you some great matches, and 16 rounds for 310 players. That's a lot of rounds for this size of an event.
Well,
here we go, AJ Sacher getting his opening hand. He's going to be on the play. Matt Costa on the left. He'll be on the draw.
And he's going to go right away to 6. Not even close. AJ just not even close. Just took it, shuffled it away.
Snap toss.
Matt seems content.
Now this is, to my mind, just one of those moments as a person who has played aggro decks against Delver at different points. I'm just hoping not to see the 1-2 KO. Snappy plus the anti-1 of Mental Misstep or Gut Shot. Because,
so you don't want to relive the start of the last game?
Yeah, that first game, or that second game, I don't want to see that happen again. Matt Costa, his keep, that's the kind of keep that Matt wants to go for. I mean, he doesn't have to keep only that hand, but that's the scary one.
Well, and you could tell the players are getting tired now. AJ's stretching, and you see some of the other players in the background, they're kind of yawning. It's been a long day. It has been a long, long day of Magic. And they still have one more round to go, and so do you.
And we have our opening. No Mental Misstep. Does he have a Gut Shot? Because he can wait on the Gut Shot, or even find it.
Nope.
Ponder, land.
3 land. He'll shuffle that away.
Shuffle, shuffle, shuffle.
Yeah, how bad would you feel like if you're AJ now and you're the one that cuts him his Gut Shot? Oh.
I've never been one to really take too much into that random moment of the top of the deck. So
okay.
I wouldn't feel bad.
All right.
I would feel bad that the Gut Shot happened, not that the cut happened.
Yeah.
Okay, he draw Moorland Hunt, says go. That is the best news AJ could possibly get. This means he's going to be able to be a full turn's worth of mana ahead, which can be so critical in a matchup where you're essentially... Oh, look at this. He just passed. What can he possibly have? AJ Sacher, after sideboard, has Combust, Crushing Vines, and Beast Within, but he does not have any other instance that he would hold back for, so wow.
Matt just Vapor Snagged his bird, playing Delver.
And Combust, I believe, is happening at the end of the turn there for AJ, and we see the bird come back down.
Okay, well, it looks like he's got a Phantasmal Image, 1, 2, Scour, Phantasmal Image, and 1, 2, 3 land, potentially?
And there is a creature in his yard, so he can Moorland Haunt at the end of the turn. If you're just joining us, this is the deciding game between AJ Sacher and Matthew Costa to see who will be undefeated after 7 rounds. Both of these players have a nice resume to speak of. AJ has 2 Grand Prix top 8s, and Matt Costa, he's won a Grand Prix as Baltimore, and he's got a PT top 8 to his name, as well as 2 other Grand Prix top 8s. These are 2 of the most accomplished players in our tournament here today.
AJ just played Kessig Wolfrun, passed the turn, but AJ now has Dismember in his hand. And that will help against Matt's things up. Here comes, it looks like our first offensive creature so far.
I'm offended. In comes the spirits.
For 1. AJ down to 18.
Delver. I'm really curious what's in AJ's hand. I mean, he did keep a 6, so he mulliganed down to 6 and kept it. But what was it that he kept? You can see Matthew Costa's hand. Thought Scour, Phantasmal Image. I believe that's a Glacial Fortress. I'm not 100% sure that.
Yeah.
And
is that Snapcaster, maybe?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, so now he has 6.
He could do a Green Suns for 5 here. End of turn, I think he said go. And we see a Thought Scour. Matt Costa putting a Phantasmal Image, and I couldn't see what else into his own yard.
Might have been a gut shot. I think I saw red real quick as it went by. All right.
Draws an island off of that. And then draws a Geist of St. Traft.
Swings in for a 2.
And wow, bird blocks Delver, and we're going to see it Kessigged. Pump up pump.
Okay, he's trying to potentially remove the threat. That could be 3. And be able to withstand the 1 at a time that he will get from the spirit.
I'm going to say, AJ's red-green aggro right now, the draw he has is he's playing out like a red-green control deck. And that's not AJ's plan, but hopefully it'll work out. Stinger Fling.
Talk about coming in at the right time. Oh, and he's got a Combust in his hand. And that Dismember.
So his hand is what? Combust, Dismember? Or is it Combust, Bombfire, Dismember? Red, and a Dismember. Now, you can... Yeah, Combust. So, really, truly, AJ, you are the control deck in this moment with this hand. That's not exciting. I'm not gonna lie. It can work out, but it's not what you want to do. Here we see Geist.
All right, does AJ draw anything that gives him gas?
Shuffle, shuffle, shuffle. 3 mana Borderland Ranger?
Correct.
Borderland Ranger.
He will probably search out another forest.
That's one of my favorite cards in red-green aggro, honestly, and yeah, I just love that card. I think that all of the Borderland Ranger cards that we've had, that and Civic Wayfinder, yes. I don't know if there are any other random weird ones and things like Portal, but I've always loved that card.
It gives you a body, and it gives you mana fixing, and for the low cost of 3. That's not necessarily the worst thing you can have happen.
And card advantage, you know, like.
Absolutely. And
we see AJ going with a pass here. End of the turn, Snappy. Snappy and then Vapor Snag on the Stinger Fling Spider. Now, the thing about this line of play from Matt Costa, it's a very short-term line of play. It's not one that can be sustained for very long.
He did draw a mental misstep there. He's going to swing in for...
And AJ is probably going to end up blocking that Geist, and Matt is he going to go to damage, or is he going to Restoration Angel? What has he got? Looks like he's going to damage. It's going to be a pure trade, trading his Geist for making 7 damage happen this turn. AJ does have a Combust here, so he might just kill that Angel token or the Snapcaster. Either way, he sees the Snapcaster as the actual thing he wants to deal with. Matt lets it happen. He does not...
So he's going to take 5.
And we see the Delver.
If you're AJ,
That
you're
extra-
pretty happy with that trade.
Oh,
on fire.
Wow.
So how much does he go? Does he save?
Well, he knows what's in his hand. He's either going to go for all of it, or he's going to go for 3, I believe.
Just in case he has Mana Leak.
For Mana Leak, pardon me, yeah. The 3 mana, they're right there. There's an argument to be made for spending 4 mana, just doing as much as you can and saving for Combust backup, and presuming that there's not a Mana Leak. But this is a safe one to play around Mana Leak.
Because it's going to remove the cards he wants to get rid of. And do damage.
And he stops right there. Just the 2. Passes the turn. End of turn, Costa can use the Moorland Haunt.
Bring back in a Spirit. Okay, it looks like he drew another image potentially.
In for 1, AJ drops to 10. Snapcaster, is there a Ponder or anything juicy in there? Thought Scour?
Ponder.
Ponder. Snappy Ponder. O-Ring. Leak. That Leak is going to be very effective against Stinger Fling Spider.
And he will combust the Snapcaster Mage right away.
And AJ is just playing around the idea that he does not want Matt to develop a reasonable clock of any kind. Stinger Fling, it's going to see him Leak. Leak it is.
I was wondering why the hesitation, but, you know.
All AJ has left is a Dismember now. In for 1.
And he can make a token at the end of AJ's turn.
Land, go. Matt Costa is starting to pull this one out. Another Spirit. This one particularly offends me. The Ghost of the Geist of St. Traft. Really? Okay. In for 2.
It's like an oxymoron or something there where you can't do that. I don't know. Let's see here. AJ's got enough land to do whatever he basically wants. A Thundermaw right now would be really, really big for him.
Is that a Thundermaw?
I hope it is, because it clears the board. But then that will be met by an O-Ring.
Well, clearing the board ain't shabby.
Thragtusk? Yep.
Green Suns for 5.
For
Yep.
Thragtusk?
Thragtusk. Now this is going to find itself imaged. Well, not necessarily, just probably.
Oh, Thundermaw.
Oh, you can't go.
do
You
that.
can't. Yeah,
Nice
he
try.
knows. He was joking. He was
Nice
like,
try.
hey, how about if I got this Thragtusk? Wouldn't that be cool?
Yeah. Didn't say Green Sun for any card, name 5.
Thragtusk, pushing AJ back into this game. Now, obviously, Matt Costa can copy the Thragtusk AJ, with his casting Wolf Run, will be able to kill any Phantasmal image with this much mana in the game pretty much at will. And we see another Spirit.
Get the swing in for 3 this turn. Take AJ back down to 9. Matt drew another land. He's got land all over the place. Thinking about that O-ring, thinking about that image.
He goes Image on Thragtusk. In the air, comes in for 3.
AJ's down to 9. Land, O-ring.
Mental misstep.
Mental misstep. But you wonder if AJ sided out some of his 1 mana stuff.
Now remember, AJ, I believe, is with Dismember, and I'm not sure what else he has now. Green Sun Zenith. That's not shabby.
Another Thragtusk. Because he only has 1 spider, so it's not like he could get another one.
He goes Green Suns for 5.
Another one. That'll take him up to 14. Quickly going over the graveyard. But it seems like AJ, all he wants to do is stabilize. He could just stabilize the board.
It's hard to stabilize against Moorland Haunt.
Yeah. Bonfire would look really nice here.
And AJ passes. Matt Costa trying to press the situation. Yet another Spirit. Out of Spirit, so AJ gives him a Innistrad promotions card. Oh, the Judge to the rescue.
Yes. Okay, that looks like a Ponder.
God, it's so rough in this late part of the game when you're playing against this stuff. Oh, and that's a Pike, and there's a Sword of War and Peace. Wow.
2 interesting options he could go with there.
Now remember, AJ does have a Dismember in hand. So if Matt goes for a equipment and casting it, casting and equipping it, that creature will be able to be nuked. Pike. Pikes up the fresh Spirits.
1, 2, 3.
So it's not a very big Pike.
But if he does swing with all of them, it will take half of AJ's life. Down to 7.
He leaves back a Spirit.
Okay, Thragtusk will chump block.
And a Dismember takes out one of the Spirits, the one with the Pike, which is the exact same amount of damage either way, but it has 1 less creature in play. And now they both get beasts. AJ's Kingdom for a bonfire. I think you would also be fairly happy with another, like a Thundermaw, yeah, a Green Sun Zenith, Did we already say Bonfire?
Yeah, we said Bonfire.
Okay.
Not that we're a fan of that card in any of this matchup at all.
Mental Misstep and O-Ring still hanging out in Matt Costa's hand.
All right, he leaves the mana up to look like he has something mana leak potentially. Okay, AJ's pumping up Straktos maybe? Or what did he just? I'm sorry, I missed that play.
Oh, he got the bonfire.
No way!
Oh,
Wow.
Yeah, that was the most miraculous of cards to draw. That is a bonfire for
For a
3, 4, 5,
lot.
6, 7. 7 plus.
Even
Look at
AJ's
that.
like, yeah,
Oh,
you know.
yeah. I am thinking back right now to Brian Kibler at the World Magic Cup being miracled out.
3 or better.
Okay. End of the turn, Matt Costa creates a spirit.
But that spirit does now have.
Or was that maybe during combat to block and chump?
Will begin promptly 9 a.m. with 4 rounds of Legacy, followed by 4 rounds of Standard.
I think they're trying to figure that out right now.
So if you make day 2,
Okay, was that the end of the turn?
set your alarm clock.
Oh. Nope, neither. That's a main phase
O-ring?
equip. There's the O-ring.
Yeah, there goes the beast token.
So now Matt Costa has a defender that can hold off Thragtusk.
Oh! Wow! Back-to-back hits for AJ.
Oh.
Tap that spirit. Swing in.
Boom. Pump for 0?
Yeah. Pump out,
Look
yes.
at that face. He's like, yep, I did
That
that.
would take him to 2. I don't think Matt's got an answer for this.
Runner. Look at Matt Costa. He
can
does
bring
not
in-
feel happy
He
about
can
this
bring in a
one.
blocker. He can bring in one
Wow.
blocker, but he needs to have something else. He needs to have.
Does
a
he even have
Geist.
any creatures left in his graveyard?
Yeah.
Are there any in there?
Oh man, he's.
Or
gone
did he
through a
empty
lot.
it out?
Yeah, I think he did. That's a Geist, right?
Might be an O-ring.
No,
It's
it's
a Geist. Geist equipped that can
but
defend.
that's-
Does he have a creature in the yard? I don't think so.
But the
Does he have
Thundermaw.
a...
The Thundermaw goes through.
Well, we'll find out.
Unless
Vapor
he has
Snag?
a Snapcaster Vapor Snag. Oh,
That's it. Wow.
That's a way to finish a round, boys
Wow.
and girls, right there. At time, AJ, who looked like he was
Oh.
completely done, sits there, comes back, bonfire, Thundermaw. How? I mean, what a sad situation that's got to be for Matt Costa. He had to feel like he was going to win to continue going XO. Wow, that's just amazing.
You know, and you saw the look on AJ's face with the bonfire, right? You saw that look, and he was like, "Oh, this is pretty rough." But then when he drew the Thundermaw off the top, he looked positive.